So hi, and we're here with Jenny Rose. Could you quickly introduce yourself to people back home?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Jenny Rose. I work in the Netherlands at a university in Nijmegen, the Han, and I'm a teacher trainer of English teachers.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And you visited not just to attend the conference,
Yes.
but you're also a delegate speaker.
That's true, yeah. We gave a workshop yesterday, me and a colleague. It was called Put a Podcast in Your Pedagogic Pocket. Bit of a tongue twister there. Because basically I had a project that I did with my students that I really wanted to share.
Yeah.
So we put in a proposal and we got picked, and it was, it's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, to be here. Yeah.
So for the people back home who are thinking about putting in a proposal,
yeah,
could you quickly say, how do you do that, and what kind of tips can you give people?
Right. So I think we had an example. Somebody gave us. So have a look at an example if you have one.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to write a summary, a summary about what it's about. And so make sure that you have, the buzzwords in there. So who will be interested in going to your workshop? What's the main aim? We kind of had a blueprint before we sent it in. So what do we want to, what do we want to achieve with it? And so, yeah, but I mean, just go for it. Yeah.
And apparently that works.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah.
And your session was yesterday. How did it go?
It was great. Yeah, it was quite busy. It was the first session. So it was quite, I think there were about, there was room for about 60 people in there, but it was almost full, the room. It was great. And there were a lot of teacher trainers from the Netherlands too, which was really, really nice. And we had an interactive session because we wanted to involve the audience and find out if they already listen to podcasts themselves, if they use them with their own students. And then we gave them a challenge at the end to think about how they could use podcasts in their own teaching practice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is you use podcasts in your classes.
Yes.
I think lots of people listening, lots of teachers might want to do this.
Yes.
Will want to do this
Yeah.
if they know what I secretly already know about.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a bit about how you've used podcasts in your classes?
Definitely, yeah. Well, I teach a British culture. So English teachers in the Netherlands have to learn about British culture. They have an exam on that. A part of that's history. And when I started teaching at the Han, at the university, I taught the lessons and the students said, "Oh, we love the lessons, but the exam is so tedious. It's not inspiring us at all." And it made me sad because these are English teachers. They were leaving with the feeling that British culture was no fun, that history was just tedious things you had to learn. So I started thinking about, how can I change that? How can I inspire our students to become inspirational teachers?
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of students like listening to podcasts themselves. So I kind of had the idea, okay, can I integrate this somehow into the course that's, for assessment? And I actually asked the students for their opinion. What would you think about this? I'm thinking about changing the exam and turning it into a podcast. And they were very enthusiastic. So from there, then I kind of had to do some research. How do I do that? How do we assess that?
Yeah.
And after all of that, so it took about half a year, to get everything sorted. And then so this year was the pilot, and it went so well. It was amazing. I'm so impressed with the work that our students put into it and the results that we got. So it's not just them making a podcast, they share them with each other. And if you look at what they have to research a famous Brit, that was the idea. So they could choose a famous Brit out of a list. And a lot of them, I put a lot of women in there. So
very good.
Yeah, so so that's nice. It's a bit more diverse. And
very important.
Yeah, Mary Seacole instead of Florence Nightingale, for example, who was just as important for nursing, but she was from Jamaica. So those kind of people. And and what they found out, I couldn't have taught them all of that in my lessons. I'm really impressed. Yeah.
And they all had to listen to each other's podcasts.
Yes.
As well.
So
they learned about all of these people.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Definitely. That's
how did they record it?
Well, we talked about, okay, how can you record a podcast? And it's very easy to do, actually, because we've got professional equipment at university. We actually have studios. The studio, there's a thing called a pod track, and it's a little kind of machine, and then you can plug the microphones and headphones into it. And it looks really professional because you're in a real studio. And, you see that if you do that, then you feel really professional, as if you're a real podcaster.
Helps. Yeah.
But, they could also use their mobile phones or their computers. So one group actually used PowerPoints. And I asked them, I said, how did you manage this? Because they had graphics flying in, at certain points. And how did you do that? Yeah, it's just PowerPoint, Jenny. So they they put a lot of work into it, but it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But basically, you can use any recording device to record a podcast. It's not, you don't need special equipment. And that's a great thing.
That is the great thing, because I don't think a lot of us have special studios at the university or at school that we can use.
And there's also editing software. It's free. Yeah, it's Audacity. It's like Audacity, but I don't think you say it like that. I think it's Audacity. So you can edit your audio files for free. So, and it's easy to use.
All of that themselves as well.
Yes, yeah.
Taught them 21st century skills at the same time as having them focus on.
Yes, and obviously more about it than I do, because we have some students. One of our students, he's a gamer, and he streams, like live streams on YouTube when he's gaming. So he probably teach me a thing or two about podcasting. But that's a nice thing, because you find out that your students have these extra talents that they can share with each other, and probably teach the teacher something too. Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. So you learned something from this as well as the students doing.
Yeah,
the project.
Definitely. Yeah, I always think you should always talk to the students, because if you're looking at technology, they're going to know more about it than you do yourself. So
yes,
yeah,
very much.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So any tips for the people back home listening who might want to do this, or might want to find another way to inspire their students?
Yes, well,
do you have a tip for them back home?
Definitely. Well, I think talk to the students, find out what they like doing, find out, ask them, do you listen to podcasts? Do you watch films on YouTube? Do you have Instagram? And then see if you can use that in your lessons. So find out what makes them, what inspires them, and then, use that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.